and sister. My name is OP to the O from State 122, bringing you another Last Shelter video. Sup guys? Today I wanted to bring you another kill event video, but the fight with State 4 sucked. So instead, since there's still tons of mistakes to avoid, I decided to make another top 5 common mistake to avoid videos. Before we start with the mistake, please guys, sub, like, share. My channel is going well. I just broke the 10,000 views. I'm getting close to 300 sub, but in order to become a real YouTuber, I need 4,000 hours of watch time, and I'm far from it. And I also need 1,000 subs. So please, it takes only 2 clicks and it helps me a lot. So thank you in advance. Alright, now in number 5 we have don't get freaking T8. Oh my god, I feel I'm gonna receive some heat for that one, but let me explain you why I think getting T8 is stupid. Well, first of all, in order to get to base 23, you need to have T8 cars. So that goes without saying. As you know, rushing base to level 23 is super important. But beside those cars, you don't need those other troops. Sniper and shooter at that base level, until you're 25, you don't really care. All you need is this car to get all those precious resources. You should be also picking up your fight when you're that level. So there's no point of getting any other T8, to be honest, except it's a freaking like resource pit. You're way better investing these resources in research or technology, and also in order to get base 25 as soon as possible. Then once you reach that base 25, and once you have pushed your technology and hopefully your zone commemoration is maxed, then you can start like leveling up those T8 and then T9 right away. I wish I knew that earlier. I stayed base level 23 way too long because I was trying to do T8, and honestly they were not very useful, or not useful at all. So if I could go back in time, I would definitely skip those T8 and go to base 25, push my tech instead, and keep kicking ass that way. So that's for number 5. In number 4, this is something that everyone should be doing. It's not pushing your part early enough, or early as possible, should I say. This is straightforward. Parts can be done at any base level. Well, maybe not any base level, but when you're base 20, you can make part easily. And you know, when your base is 25 and you're fighting against other 25, parts makes all the difference in the world. And you know what? You can start them as soon as your base is 20. So there's no reason for not pushing that building, not pushing that tech, and not making sure that you always have some part cooking in there. Depending on your hero drops, I would get parts on, like, if you have really good car heroes, if you have very good sniper heroes. But if you don't have any special heroes yet, I would push for car first because you want to steal more resources. Then I would go for sniper because, well, they're nasty little fuckers. They're the best in the game right now, and they're super hard to beat. And then I'll go with cars. I mean soldier, I'm sorry. Now you might ask me, why not do the gathering? Well, because first, this ain't Farmville. Let's leave that to Maximum State 122. But now that they reduce the amount of resources you need to gather for Monday, it's way easier to get the bucks. So the Trailblazer now is not as useful as it used to be. Alright. In number 3, get those chips. Get more chips. Get chips all the times. So another thing, another mistakes, or something I wish I knew is like late game when you're 25 and all your buildings is super upgraded and all that. There's one thing that keeps blocking, and those are the chips. Money is a big issue when you reach 25. It's all you need, and all you really need is chips. So if I knew, I would have pushed chips non-stop from level like as early as you can. Just push those chips. You want those missile, you want like faster attack speed, you want like the building that gives you more perks when you attack with all the same formation. Those chips become really hard to get, or not really hard, but they're just time consuming. So just make sure those are always filled when you log in. Make sure that you have chips that are cooking, and yeah, get those chips ready, because trust me, you're gonna need them eventually. And number 2, we have not leveling your garrison. This is a big mistake, I think, that most players are doing because they don't really understand the building correctly. But when it's fully leveled up, your siege defense resistance increased by 25%, and your city defender attack increased by 25%. This is what we call the defender advantage, and this, you get this by leveling your garrison. You also get more durability, which can be good for many reasons I won't go through. But basically, this is a building that gives you tons of Clash of Zone points. It gives you a better defense base, and that's a building that I know that people like place it early in the game and then just forget about it. But this building is super helpful in order to create like to make your base a freaking wall, basically. So don't forget to level that bad boy every time you have some extra chips, or not chips but diamonds, throw it in there, okay? And the big winner in number 1, we have the development hero Enzo. I don't think that's really a secret to anybody, or I hope not, maybe it is, but that development hero is totally badass. Alright, let me go through his stat real quick. But basically, all fuel and units take less or eat less by 25%. That's massive. He makes your building go faster 30%. He makes it that you can finish it an hour in advance with, like, so you use less speed up. That's a big one. Siege defense resistant 30%. So that goes up in your garrison. If you want to have a good defense, you need that guy so bad. Also, it gives you a nice perk for like building resource costs less 20% of resource. That's ginormous. It does the same thing for money, and it's just really, really good. The best way to get it, you're like, well, maybe I want it, but I don't know, I was not lucky by using tickets. Well, you know what? You don't need to be lucky for that guy, because he's always in the token shop. Well, not always, but most of the time, every 2 weeks or every month, you're gonna find him here. This is where your token should go if you haven't got him at least once with a duplicate. And he's a game changer, so you should get it as soon as possible because he's that great. So save those tokens, make sure you make dailies, and get Enzo now. Alright guys, this is it for the top 5 common mistakes you should avoid, part 2. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Again, I'll mention it. Sub, like, thank you, share. That's awesome. Now, I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully.